Spider-Man,
Spider-Man
does whatever a spider can. Well, hey everybody, we are back to talk about the movie Spider-Man. Brand new day.
we saw it. We saw it opening day.
Yeah,
or close to.
or something.
It's been a minute.
Weekend. Yeah.
But that means we're hoping you all saw it and you're all ready to hear what we want to say about it.
Right, because this is a spoilers channel,
Yep.
so we're not here to tell. We just want to see as many movies as we can, and we talk about them. And if they're bad, we talk about them. If they're good, we don't give them ratings. We just talk about it. We think of whatever we can to say.
Right.
Obviously, we ramble a lot, and pause and all that jazz. So if you're sticking with us, you're an extra special friend to do that.
Yes, thank you to all our so close to 2,000 subscribers.
We're teetering there. It's like 1 minute it's 2,000, the next minute it's 1,999.
Right. Somebody got
Looking
bored
at
of
you,
our
buddy.
somebody got bored of our ramblings.
It's okay. It's okay. We do too. Well, hey. So this is a very long movie.
Yeah.
In fact, it was such a epically long movie. I think I spaced out for some of the Hulk stuff. Oh,
right.
Missed a little of that, I think, because it was just so long. You had to dodge out to go to the bathroom at one point.
Which I never do.
It was so very long. But, I feel like when it comes to Tom Holland and Zendaya, who were also in The Odyssey, which we have not seen, but, they're both... They're such public figures in our lives, and they're so darn likable. And I'm reminded of the Kurt Vonnegut short story, Who Am I This Time? In which this couple keeps being in different roles together, and that's how that's kind of like how they keep their magic alive. And I think for me, it's like, sure, Tom Holland and Zendaya are doing this.
Right.
I'll go see it. I want to watch them. I hope they continue to be in all kinds of movies together, because they're both really interesting people to watch. I just have various
They obviously
thoughts.
have a lot of fun together. So
Yeah. And when Tom Holland was on the Good Hang podcast with Amy Poehler, he mentioned that there was a scene in the movie that wasn't in that. As I was watching it, I was trying to wonder, is this a scene? Is this a scene? But apparently there was some scene they were filming and it just wasn't working for them. And he muttered to her, like, is this working for you? No, sorry. Is this working for you? And she was like, no. And I guess, apparently he's very powerful in Sony because of how his box office
I believe it
does for them, So he was able to say comfortably, because of his relationship with her, because of his relationship with the studio, I think, he was able to say, this is not working for us. Can we work on the writing of this a little bit more? We kind of feel like the scene's not ringing true or whatever. And I do think that's pretty awesome to be able to insist on some form of, quality. If it's not working for you, to be able to recognize that and ask for a rewrite. So I thought that was pretty cool. I have various thoughts, but why don't you pop in here, Squirrel? Whoa.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So, all right, what was the other? It was like Homecoming, No Way Home, and then Brand New Day. So they kind of recapped the whole Doctor Strange. Everyone has to forget about Spider-Man because he's been his identity. Everyone has seen on like the big news screens in Times Square that he's Peter Parker, and so we catch up with. Has it been a year? Has it been a couple of years? I'm trying to remember. It's been a minute, and nobody knows that Spider-Man is Peter Parker anymore. The spell worked, but he knows he's him. And he knows he likes Mary Jane still, and Ned, and they were so close friends. It's just been tough on Spider-Man. And Tom Holland, is great. The actor playing Ned, fantastic. Zendaya, fantastic. They're all so good. It was just, for me, a struggle to get through, like, a sad Spider-Man. I was like, they do a thing at the start where he is he is recreating as he swings, and like I kind of appreciated the montage of he's capturing famous bad guys from the comics, and he's doing poses like they sort of freeze frame as he captures someone. It's like, oh, that's I think a comic cover, like as he's swinging through the air, and they sort of stop the film, and it's like, look at this pause. Oh, that stuff was fun. But then we get into the sad Spider-Man plot, and yeah, I think I zoned out, which is kind of sad, really, for such a big tentpole summer movie. I'm like, I would pop back in and go, what's happening? The Hulk's in this?
Right.
Which is not what you want your film to do to an audience, and maybe that's just me.
It's true. I do feel like the everyone forgot me / lost me is almost becoming a trope of sorts. Like, Guardians of the Galaxy did it. And,
right.
Spoilers, it doesn't seem like they ever get back to where they were. And that was kind of heartbreaking. And I guess I kind of have to admire that they went there with it. I also feel like Endgame was another, like, we're losing everybody. Just kidding, you're back, And so I feel like we keep sorry. I promise not to do as many thumbnails this time, so why am I trying to refer to Michael Jackson dangling his baby off the balcony again? Thumbnail! But but like I feel like we're just playing this game of like, how do we create stakes? Yeah, you love this guy, let's traumatize him a little bit and bring him back and have it be okay. What you were saying about comic book, yeah, it felt very comic booky. I know people say like it's a real comic book movie or whatever. I really felt that. I really liked being on street level. I think people are saying like ground level, whatever. Like I loved his relationship with the chief, and we'll put her thumbnail and say her name here. I forgot to look it up, but the actress we know very well from The Bear, but yeah, she is the police chief. Their whole relationship, the fact that there, lots of crime fighting going on, and that sequence was cool for me. And I really also felt like there was a lot of choreography in this movie. I was definitely like, are we preparing for the next? Are they bringing back Spider-Man the Broadway musical or whatever? Because it just felt like the way people were moving. Especially when the whole Jean Grey thing got started. But also just in general, I felt like a lot of the people in the, in the crowd scenes were moving in a very choreographed way that almost felt like dance-like. Uh-huh. But yeah, speaking of like, we're more interesting when we're down on ground level. One of my favorite moments in the movie was Spider-Man doing Legos.
Sure.
With Ned. I think that was one of the parts that made me feel emotional. Yeah. And it was just like the feeling of like, oh, how great it is to be hanging out with my friends again. And I like Zendaya just like on the couch idly sketching them, and it's different. And he's got the Spider-Man mask on and everything like that. He's hanging out with them, like doing Legos with his mask. But I felt like that was a really powerful moment. And it's like, see guys, we don't even need special effects. We just want to see Spider-Man hang out with his friends and do Legos. And that's like stuff we don't get to see that often. Speaking of keeping the mask on, I felt like this movie was pushing that idea of the necessity of keeping the mask on. I felt like it was pushing it to ridiculous levels when he's in the pool or whatever with Black Widow.
Oh, like the bathhouse or whatever?
No, that's not Black Widow. That's
right. It's
somebody else.
Somebody from the Thunderbolts. But it was the sister of Black Widow.
Okay, yeah.
Shows you how much we know about these films, even though I've seen most of them.
But basically, Frances Pugh, right? Is that her name? That's her
Florence
name.
Pugh.
Florence Pugh. And they're in this bathhouse or whatever they're in.
Right,
that's
which
her
she
office.
calls her office.
Yeah.
Welcome to my office.
And he's like, then he's like having to get in the pool with just his mask on, like he's some kind of wrestler or something, and it started to feel a little silly for me.
And there's here's some of the points I loved, and it's not many, which is again sad because I really wanted to enjoy this. And it became a chore to get through, which is making me sad. But again, not any fault of the like writers or the actors. They were all great, and especially like there's some points. There's like you said, the special effects don't have to make the film, but I did notice like this time around we got to see a couple of shots as if you were in Spider-Man's point of view. Mm-hmm. Like he's swinging and you're seeing like his hands in front of you, like on the big screen with a web that he's swinging from, and the wind shear and the vibration of like when you are swinging from like 100-story building. Yeah, you're going, I don't know how many miles per hour, but that felt like real to me. Like, oh yeah, that's what Spider-Man deals with. Yeah. Which the comics wouldn't really capture, but a film does. That it's like, yeah, he's got to have a stomach of iron to do all the flips and the loops and all that stuff. Also, when Tom Holland visits this is after the fact. We've all seen it, right? Spoilers. But when he goes to the government building that turns out to be the bad guys, but he's looking to help them, like, I want to help you get this supervillain. But I love the fact that he goes in the front door and they're like just standing there, all government with guns, and then the door sort of goes bang behind Spider-Man. He's like, oh God, and then looks at the door, and I was like, well, that sounded like that was just Tom Holland and they kept it in. Like, the door really scared him. I love that. It's like, where was your Spidey sense? Oh, it doesn't work for doors. So I kind of love that touch.
Sure. And I think a lot of times if you've subscribed to any of those bloopers type accounts on Instagram or whatever, you'll see things where people are like, oh, this was improvised, or this was someone's genuine confusion, and they kept it in because it was great.
Yeah. That kind of stuff was great. Worked really well.
I thought it was interesting that they kind of made the point that Spider-Man didn't know the kids' names of the police chief. And by the end of it, he does know. And I wonder if they're trying to say something about, like, hey, like Doctor Strange or whatever caused everyone to forget you. But here, you've never even bothered to learn, the more about your police chief, and, maybe tuning in to the people around you a little bit more, taking time to pay attention to the stories around you is a lesson we can all learn. I did like, and this was, I think, when you went to the bathroom, but the new web technique that came about, I did really like that moment where it's like he's being told, you have to pick one, either you're Spider-Man or you're Peter Parker. And he's like, I'm both.
Right. The whole subplot with the spiders taking over.
Yeah. And he was trying to inhibit some of it with a little thing on the back of his neck.
Right.
There's so much in this movie.
Yeah, there's so much. It's so densely packed because the Hulk had manufactured himself an inhibitor wrist gauntlet thing. Like, I don't get to be the Hulk because look at this thing. It's great. I'm Bruce Banner, David Banner. What was he? Anyway, I'm Banner, Dr. Comer. And so, yeah, there was a lot of techno-babble, which I loved, between Spider-Man pretending to be a student, but really talking to, Dr. Banner on a level that he's like, who are you again? What class are you in?
Right.
Just so he can make his own inhibitor so the spider can't take over. Yeah. And sadly for me, snooze fest. It's like, because again, it was kind of running those film cliches of, we all know he's going to have to balance it. That's why I chose that point to go to the bathroom. I'm like, he's about to fight the foot. No, that's Ninja Turtles. The hand. All the ninjas were the hand. And it was such a big battle scene, and they were all leaping in the air, and I knew what was coming, and I'm like, and of course, well, I thought I did, and then you graciously told me, like, he had a new web effect, and I was like, oh, well, I was in the bathroom, but...
Yeah, well, tiny bladder over here. But,
right.
Big drink, tiny bladder.
The drink was as big as me.
But, like, yeah, when he gets the new web technique, it was like so realistic to how you see a spider web with a lot of insects like just stuck in it, like dead insects stuck in it. I thought that was neat. Let's see.
And the whole, the legal stuff behind the scenes of Spider-Man's owned by Sony, but it's Marvel property, and they want, they wanted Tom Holland and all those, Civil War and all those movies. Like, we got to get Spider-Man in there because he's integral. And so Sony was, I think reluctant, and then lots of money probably exchanged hands, and they're like, look, Spider-Man's in these films, great. And I feel like maybe they're sorting their stuff out, because the fact that the Jean Grey is like, and did we see the mansion, like the school for... Anyway,
it was in a trailer.
Yeah, they're starting to blend those universes of like, the X-Men should be in this universe with Spider-Man and everyone else.
Sure.
And it looks like the next big film, the Doctor Doomsday, whatever it is, Avengers Doomsday, is like really like Fantastic Four is going to show up. So maybe they're sorting all their legal nonsense out to be like, hey, let's just work together and make a ton of money.
To me, that looks like when you're like when all the branches of whatever job you work for have to like come back for like the yearly meeting or whatever. Like the libraries, all the library branches come and have staff education day. That's what that movie looks like. Staff education day for superheroes.
Let's go around and introduce ourselves. Hello, I'm the Thing from the Fantastic Four.
We have like a motivational speaker. Sure. It's like I'm trying to come up with something. It's Cloak and Dagger. They're your motivational speaker. The Jon Bernthal character, what was he? Viper?
The Punisher?
Venom? Punisher? Sorry. I don't know. I was getting I went through Dunkin' Donuts, and there was a nice guy at the drive-thru, and he was like, clearly told to like make conversation. So he asked me what I was going to be doing. And I was like, I'm thinking about going to see Spider-Man. And he was like, oh, cool. And and then I was like, hopefully everybody remembers him. And he was like, yeah, and I hear the Punisher stuff is well done. And I was like, no, I don't. I no longer know what we're talking about. Anyway, Punisher waving to the crowd as Spider-Man to help Spider-Man get away. To help Peter Parker get away. I thought that was kind of a nice moment, because he's all like, like doing stuff in the window that was funny. But it also allowed Peter Parker on ground level to get to experience the feelings of the crowd around him and feel that love. Like if he's been, he's kind of a traumatized guy. So like, he's getting to feel like that love and recognition around him as just a...
Right.
As just a civilian. Probably something that, let's face it, how meta is this? Like, Tom Holland and Zendaya can't just walk around through a crowd anonymously. So what was that like for him as an actor to be like, oh yeah, I kind of wish I could do this. I kind of wish I could, I guess I need to put on a mask in order to not Spider-Man, but like, in order to hear people being excited about me. If someone could look like Tom Holland and Zendaya up in a window, and I could just walk past with sunglasses and maybe hear people say, hopefully all nice things. Because that would stink, right? To hear people being like, oh, I used to like him. I felt like the Jean Grey storyline got a little Stranger Things for me. Particularly, I mean, how could it not with Sadie Sink? But
sure.
The whole thing where her sister... It keeps repeating something, and it turns out it's something that's like written on the vent in the ceiling or whatever.
That was a good twist. I did enjoy that it was like the MacGuffin. That I thought, like, is this going to be some sort of vial of chemical agent or something?
Right.
And,
everyone's like, we don't know what that is. But the thing is, it reminded me a lot of how Eleven's mother was repeating stuff, and no one understood why. She was saying like, rainbow 37 or whatever. She was just saying all this stuff, and it turns out that was from when she was being abused in a experimental setting. So it did make me think about Stranger Things, but I think the moment where Jean Grey got to go into Peter's mind and hang out with Aunt May for a little bit,
right?
That also like was very emotional for me. I think tapping into the whole idea of like getting to experience a kind and empathetic parental figure was really a sweet thing to see, since they had been kind of denied that because I guess maybe their mom didn't like the fact that they were mutants. You know, that's being a mutant. That was like, that's like such a familiar. I just remember as a kid, my brother was reading X-Men, and then he got the first New Mutants comic book, and I was like, what's this? This looks interesting. And I got super into, the one that turns into Wolfsbane. The one that turns into a wolf. Wolfsbane. I got really into the character Wolfsbane. But just the whole, like, societal distrust of mutants.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Seems like a story that, you heard all your life if you were reading comics. And so getting to see somebody experience, like, a feeling of love and understanding from an adult, that got me pretty emotional. A couple other observations. Subway surfing, you guys, seeing Spider-Man riding on top of the subway, and I remember the last time that I was in New York, they even had, and I feel like I was in Queens because I went to the Museum of the Moving Image.
Wow.
And I distinctly remember there being messages over the sound system, really just begging young people not to attempt subway surfing. So when I saw Spider-Man on top of the subway car, I thought that was kind of a bad move on their part. I know it's a very superhero kind of thing, but if it's happening in real life to the degree that, kids are dying and they have PSAs about it in the subway station, maybe have Spider-Man do something else.
Yeah. Maybe don't have that in your movie.
Yeah.
That is supposed to be the big summer blockbuster.
Right. And then one more thought was just that, like, there was a moment kind of near the end where MJ, like, he's talking with MJ, but they're not their normal selves, yet. They're not their classic selves. She still doesn't really remember him.
Oh, yeah.
But he has to sort of take her home by flying, the way he does, spider flying, swinging, I guess. It feels like flying. And the look on her face when they're just going through the air like that, it was so interesting because usually in a movie when a superhero is carrying somebody and sort of, it's usually a very heroic thing. And the look on their face is usually like fear and fear, but like excitement and kind of like fear, but like appreciation, like feel a sense of rescue. And when he was swinging around with her, she looked so checked out, and it was so heartbreaking. It was like, it's not supposed to be like this, It's like maybe like a relationship gone stale, maybe someone just having a deadpan expression in the midst of what should be physical affection or something like that. Anyway, it was really, that really stuck out to me too, the just kind of like bored and detached look while he was
and was that
slinging her through the air.
That wasn't the point where Jean Grey was controlling her, though, was it?
I don't.
Because there was certainly a point where Jean Grey was in her mind, and was just waiting for the opportunity to kind of mess with Spider-Man and say like, "Oh, I do remember you, Peter," and he's all emotional, and then she's like, "Actually, ta-da! It's me." Inside her head.
I think it was after that, and she was just like, "Well, I need a ride home, though."
Oh. Right, because, they do have you're right. Yeah, they do another swinging scene after she said, "I really don't remember you, Peter.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, and then she's
you
just
remember
like,
me as this person. I don't remember you at all."
Yeah, and now I have to be swung through the air. And
right.
I'm not really loving it.
Also, where is Doctor Strange in all this? Like, why couldn't he just show up and be like, "Hey, Peter, sorry about this. It was your fault in the previous movie, but..."
That whole thing.
I could show up and maybe talk to people. But no.
Right. And then is it that at the end the handshake brings it all back for Ned? Did you get that feeling?
Maybe. Oh, yeah, maybe.
And he's like, Peter?
Right.
So.
And then looking at his app, I did like Ned's spider tracker app. And then I guess the teaser after some of the credits was Spider-Man, on the app. It would alert him going, Spider-Man's in your area. And this one was like, Spider-Man is nowhere near your area and he's off in space. I guess sequel. And
right.
Yeah, a lot of people have talked about, well, why would the tracker work in space? But who knows? It's a comic book movie. I'm with it.
Right. And then the final sequences are very on the streets of New York, kind of looking maybe down on ground level and just appreciating the city. And I felt like that was trying to ground it in remember, this is a story about life in a city where it's we really are trying to help the humans keep doing what they're doing.
Sure.
That's really what it's all about at the end of the day, right? Spider-Man.
Right.
Right, superheroes. Don't forget that at your staff education day, superheroes. You really are trying to help regular people keep doing what they're doing.
So all in all, what did you think, audience? Because I thought it was all right. It was all right. Wasn't great. All right.
What was your spidey sense of the whole thing?
Yeah. Didn't get me a tingling like a spidey sense. How about you?
All right. Let us know.
Yeah.